Welcome to the Believe Podcast Network's SoCal Sweat. My name is Ann McDaniels, a former NFL cheerleader and product manager turned actress and model who dreams of being a UFC fighter. Meow. Learning strategies to help motivate others leads me to bring you interviews each week from a range of athletes, experts in fitness and nutrition, and so much more. Thanks for listening to Believe, the #1 podcast for working professionals, and let's push our endorphins to higher performance through SoCal Sweat. This is your host, Ann McDaniels, and welcome to another episode of Believe SoCal Sweat. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2022. I sincerely hope that everybody had a wonderful New Year's Eve. And a lot of times people get depressed because it's like, oh, everyone's out partying and the person's at home in pajamas. But it is overrated. But I must say, I had the best New Year's Eve. This is my 8th year performing with E+ Productions, which is an amazing production company led by Doug Johnson, who is just an incredible artistic director, creative director, owner, CEO, and he has an incredible team of wardrobe stylists and the whole nine, the operations, everything. I was a dancer and 8th year in a row at Aria in Las Vegas, and we performed with Bruno Mars. He came on after the countdown, and it was absolutely incredible. So I loved my outfits, I loved the whole time, and I really started off 2022 with a bang, and literally it was incredible. I couldn't even believe that I was there. It was just like when we were screaming and hugging and kissing each other, all the people, safely of course. We had clear masks on. Oh, we just had a blast, and I love ringing the new year that way and performing on stage. And if I can perform on stage leading into every year, being so be it with the 8th year in a row, I will never have a sad day in my life, especially after breaking my leg and my foot and my arm. I mean, it was a struggle, but I pushed through and just kind of took painkillers, but it was worth every minute of it. And I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve as well. And of course, a fantastic start to 2022. The years 2020 and 2021 are gone. And yes, we hear everybody saying, new start, new year. But the thing is, you can't rely on a new year, even though we will have a lot of improvements, hopefully, with the pandemic and politics and the economy and everything else. You have to put yourself out there. You can't just let things manifest and come to you. Really give yourself the effort to do what you want to do this year, to get your resolutions. And it's like, if you don't reach the resolutions that you want, so be it. Just go and attack what you want. And remember, it's never too late to go after the career you want, the goals you want, and also the dating and the relationships that you want. So, I must say that this Sunday, the first Sunday in January, is known as the Super Bowl of Dating Apps Sunday, and this is according to Mashable. Of course, if you are on a dating app, you will get the most matches of any day this Sunday, apparently. And why is that? Well, according to Mashable, Dating Sunday lands in the sweet spot between the winter holiday season and Valentine's Day. Dating Sunday, typically the first Sunday of the year. And this is when eager singles emerge from hibernation to swipe on dating apps in droves. And the term traces back to 2016, when apps actually took first notice of a New Year's Day frenzy. And in 2022, Match.com's chief dating expert, Rachel Dialto, went so far as to call this day the Super Bowl of dating apps. So, if people are on dating apps, I've actually never been on one, so I love learning about it and hearing from my friends, and I know so many stories. It's just, you can't make these things up. It's hilarious, and just of what people say, and then the lies or what their pictures are showing. However, I just wanted to give you a little insight of what 15 traits are the most irresistible in both a man and a woman, so that the other person would think, they're so irresistible, I will never let them get away. So if your partner or if someone you're dating has these following 15 traits, and I will also give you a quiz at the end to see if the person you're dating has these 15 traits, and there are specific questions by a psychiatrist. So if a man or woman has these 15 qualities, you would never let them go. And let's get right into it. I will start with the woman, and then I'll go to the man, And then I will ask you the 15 questions so that you can think in your current relationship or the person you're dating. Does this person have those 15 qualities, and should I pursue or should I not? Or for Super Bowl Sunday, should I get on one of the dating apps? But anyway, it's just all about dating and all about relationships. And again, please remember, it's never too late. If you're in a bad marriage or bad relationship and you feel like you're stuck, you're not. Or if you've been single for years and years and wonder what's wrong with yourself, nothing's wrong with you. You just haven't found the right one, or the right one has not found you. So let's get right into it. I will start with the 15 qualities - traits of a woman that people will find irresistible, whether it be a woman or man that is dating this person. Starting with number 1, the woman is intellectually challenging. There is no denying that someone's looks are what initially draws us to them, and it's difficult to spot a great personality from across the room, but many flings are built on physical attraction alone. But how long can that really last? I mean, really. When conversations lack depth or intrigue, we often fill our time with physical activity together, but it is impossible to build a real connection or lasting relationship with someone on that alone. Being intellectually challenging and having the ability to hold real discussions about meaningful topics will always beat a shallow beauty in the long run. Number 2, she carries herself with class. This is huge. Class has nothing to do with the price tag on your outfit. Class is actually about the dignity you carry yourself with and the level of respect you show to yourself and those around you. And true class and elegance shows. It's hard to miss a woman who is poised and polite to everybody. So it's a really good trait to have. And she far outshines the woman who's all decked out but can't treat others with respect or treat herself with respect. Number 3, she is honest and genuine. I love this. How long would you stay in a committed relationship with a beautiful liar? Some people would. If you cannot trust your partner or believe what she says, how can you construct a solid, lasting foundation with her? You can't. Studies show that what men or another woman look for in a long-term committed relationship is to have an honest partner by their side. And everyone makes mistakes and bad decisions sometimes, but this makes it even more important to have someone who can tell you when you're wrong and help you get back on track. Number 4, she compromises. It's easy to be in a committed relationship when it's going well. But life can't always be a bed of roses, and at some point in your relationship, you and your partner will disagree about something. It's inevitable. It's completely normal and completely inevitable. But the relationship can only work if both partners are willing to compromise. Say, I'm sorry. Scientists say that those willing to take the steps and make sacrifices will have a long and healthy relationship and happy. Number 5, she is kind and she is empathetic. Science says that the keys to a long and happy relationship are kindness, generosity, and understanding. In life, we need a person who will believe in us, even when we don't believe in ourselves, your biggest cheerleader, and someone who can understand when we're facing tough times, not demasculinizing. Being compassionate, supportive, and encouraging towards your partner is a huge part of building a successful relationship. Number 6, she is consistent. Being consistent means that her personality has not changed from what it was when you first met. To clarify the point, think of consistency as the opposite of volatility. If someone is unpredictable and volatile, although that can be exciting, it's difficult to know how they will be acting towards you on a certain day. And that gets old, no matter how aesthetically pleasing the person is or how exciting that may be. Number 7, she accepts your flaws and embraces them. And too many relationships only seem to consist of one partner criticizing the other or thinking they're going to change. Their ugly pants, their bad jokes, and their annoying habit of chewing too loudly. You get the picture. Your partner should never make you feel inferior, unaccepted, or feeling of not good enough. And she should encourage you to improve yourself, but she should do that by building you up and not tearing you down or demasculinizing you, which I have done in the past and I regret it. Number 8, she has a good relationship with her parents. If you want to know what your partner will be like in 30 years, look at their parents. If you want to know how they will treat you in 30 years, look at how they treat their parents now. But that doesn't mean that the relationship with their parents has to be perfect. It just means that understanding your contribution to the relationship with your parents would be important to recognizing any tendency to replicate behavior, positive or negative, in an intimate relationship. And the only way to learn how to do better in other relationships is to be aware of those behaviors. Number 9, she holds similar values as you. Many times our value system comes from our upbringing. The things we find important and the things we believe in strongly, the way we treat other people, and the way we treat ourselves. The importance of this point cannot be stressed enough. What's important to you? When you set out to make a life with someone, it is important that the two of you agree on some of the non-negotiable values each. And it doesn't matter how attracted you are to someone or even how well you get along. And if your values don't align and match, you will always be clashing in the long run. Number 10, she can move past jealousy. This is really big. While some jealousy is natural in a relationship, it is important that both partners are secure, enough in themselves, and enough to know each other where to focus their energy. But being sensible and trusting each other is important if you want a happy life. Being sensible with personal space is important for growth, and it is up to both partners to allow enough trust in each other to allow for that. A mature, quality woman will allow you to have your freedom, your friends, providing you don't betray her trust, of course. Number 11, she supports your goals and pursues her own. You need a healthy combination of personal goals and goals you pursue together, things you can do together like projects. A strong woman by your side will motivate you and won't be dependent on you, clingy. You don't need to worry about her, and she won't need your consistent validation. She inspires you to be the best version of yourself without changing who you are. Number 12, she laughs at your jokes. Of course, we all want someone by our side who actually laughs at our jokes because we think we're hilarious, of course. And according to studies, having a partner who thinks you're funny is sometimes more important to men than it is for women. If you already found a woman that you can laugh with, make sure you take very good care of her and that relationship. How about number 13? She remains calm in fights and can calm you down as well. Fights are inevitable in all relationships. It's going to happen. Never disagreeing is not a sign of a stable relationship. It's not, and there's no make-up sex. But the important thing is how to deal with disagreements and how you make up again afterwards, of course. Researchers have found that a relationship will last the longest if a woman can calm herself down during a fight and transfer those emotions to the man. Interestingly enough, the effect is not the same if the man is the one to calm down first. Surprising. Number 14, she does not hold grudges. I know a lot of women who do this. If you found a woman who can forgive others, you will have her by your side for a long time. According to studies, people who can unconditionally forgive others live longer lives. But perhaps more importantly, forgiveness is the foundation of a healthy relationship. People are not perfect, and neither are you. There are times when you inadvertently do something that hurts your partner, or intentionally, and you will need her to be able to forgive you. Number 15, she puts effort into that relationship, and it's no secret that sometimes a relationship wears off in long-term relationships, the romance. You shouldn't let it, and neither should she. Keep yourself alive. When she puts an effort for you and for the relationship, you know that she's invested. She loves you. It doesn't even have to be grand gestures. Little things are enough to show that she cares and is willing to go the extra mile for the happiness of the two of you. If a woman continues to do what she knows attracted you to her in the first place, it shows that she cares about keeping you around. This can simply mean keeping up her outside appearance and her great attitude that attracted you to her in the first place. But if you are fortunate enough to have found one, make sure you do whatever it takes to make her feel special every single day. Having said that, every man or woman likely has a different checklist for what they want in a quality woman. What do you think? And how does the woman that you're dating or are married to or are pursuing, how do they match up? And if you are a woman, whether you are in a relationship or are dating, really try to sharpen those skills that were mentioned because it makes a big difference in relationships. Now I wanted to move on to a guy, the man. What 15 traits should a guy have where you would never want to let him go? If he possesses these traits, then he is a keeper. Number 1, he respects you. While love is generally the number one thing women are looking for, it seems that many of them often forget that respect is equally important. A quality man respects you on every level. Your personality, your values, your religious beliefs, your emotional needs, your physical needs, your general outlook regarding life, your flaws, and your past. Number 2, he protects you. Not that a woman can't defend and protect herself, but he is there for you anyway. He won't let anyone hurt you. And if anyone does, he'll give them a piece of his mind or maybe even give them a taste. And this is wonderful, if his fist, if need be, and you feel so feminine as a woman. Or on a lighter note, he'll catch that spider in the house and take it down for you so you don't break down. He knows every layer of you, and he's seen you grow as a person. He knows all your different traits and understands you like no one else does. Number 3, he can always make you smile and always make you laugh. No matter how angry or pissed off you get at him, this guy can always make you smile. And this is important to men. It doesn't mean he's incapable of resolving conflicts in a healthy way, nor does it mean he tries to pull his way out of an argument with humor. But somehow, no matter what he does, you just can't help yourself and you can't stay angry at him for too long. When a guy like this is in your life, you automatically feel better about yourself and everything else and have more confidence. You'll look at a life in a brighter light. Number 4, he's kind, but he's not a pushover, not a doormat, not a beta. There are overly aggressive men who try to position themselves above everybody else. There are also weak men who avoid all commitment and confrontation. But a quality man manages to combine the strengths of both power and sympathy. He is kind at heart, but yet brutal in battle. He doesn't start fights, but he finishes them. He is wise enough to pick and choose the best of both force and compassion. He's not an idiot. Number 5, he is supportive. Regardless of whether you want to go back to school to get your master's degree or start a singing career, a good man will always support you and what you want to do in your life. He'll never discourage you or make you feel as though you can't do what you set out to do. He's beside you every step of the way, cheering on your victories and comforting you during your defeats. Number 6, he works hard to gain your trust. A good man wants you to be comfortable and confident in your relationship. The very cornerstone of this is being able to trust someone, and he knows that. No jealousy. Without trust, there is no foundation for love nor respect. He understands that trust is not just handed over to someone, it has to be earned. And that has to be kept. Number 7, he always makes you feel beautiful. He understands that making you feel beautiful does not just mean saying the words to you. It means truly making you feel beautiful by the way he looks at you, treats you, and touches you. He notices details when you put effort into your appearance and reminds you how beautifully attractive you are, and he finds you, even when you don't think you are. A high-value man understands that whether you are in sweatpants or on a couch or in an evening gown heading to a gala, when you love someone for who they are, everything about them is beautiful, and it's true. Number 8, he is not selfish. The basis of every healthy and committed relationship is compromise. If one of the partners isn't ready to meet the other one halfway, the relationship is destined to fail. If a man is able to sometimes put your needs in front of his, that's a pretty good indicator that he is a keeper. The guy is not narcissistic or borderline, and not everything must revolve around him. He understands that a relationship is not a one-way street, and that it is a partnership that requires constant compromise, dialogue, not monologue. He is willing to make sacrifices for the sake of you and the relationship. And moving on to number 9, he's always improving himself. Whether it's learning new things, developing a new skill set, reading a new book, or watching a documentary, a quality man who prides himself on continuous self-improvement will always be intellectually challenging to you and keeping your attention. He's doing these things for himself, but the added benefit is the positive impact it has on your relationship. It's very interesting and fun that way. Number 10, this is big. He can cook. And guys, it's true. Most women find a man who knows his way around the kitchen quite sexy or can do the dishes. But more than the sex appeal, a man who can cook often prepares more of his own meals, tends to eat healthier, yes, and tends to be healthier overall for obvious reasons. And a healthy partner is a great partner. Number 11, he is open and he is honest. When building a foundation for a happy, healthy relationship, a good man understands that honesty is always the best policy. Comfort in a relationship comes from the ability to be open and honest with your partner. And the ability to do this comes from knowing that you will never be judged. It can be difficult for some people to express their emotions, fears, and even innermost vulnerability, desires, but having the right person in our lives often helps to open those doors. A high-value man, while understanding of course, that some things are meant to be private. They will not hide things from you and bottle up their feelings, knowing that doing so will just cause tension and frustration. He will also encourage you to open up and share your feelings with him as well and not judge you. There's never any fear of him flying off the handle or overreacting if you share something with him. You're able to be the most genuine, uncensored, goofy, fun version of yourself around him. Number 12. He's really ambitious, but he's also down to earth. What woman doesn't want a dreamer who's both realistic and humble? It's probably the most ideal composition of any man, a man who wants the stars, but he does understand that he may only get to the moon. Yet he doesn't allow the realization to hinder his ambitions, nor does he allow his success to blow up his ego. He never stops doing his best, but won't promise you things that he can't deliver. Number 13, he does things for you. Do you need a prescription filled, but you have to stay late at work? Maybe your gas tank filled? He's got your back. Did you mention a music festival that's coming to town and you want to go? Well, he's already got the tickets ready. And again, the importance of his actions cannot be stressed enough. When a guy's there for you, knows who you are, when he takes care of you and does his best to keep you happy, he truly cares for you. He anticipates. He will do just about anything for you, and he won't even think twice about helping you anytime in your time of need. Number 14, he shares similar values. Having a similar outlook on life could be crucial to a successful relationship. It can be paramount. The more alike your personalities are, the more likely you are to approach problems in the same way. When your priorities are the same, you and your partner share similar approaches to everything from socializing to working, and this is likely to lead to a greater level of respect for one another. And finally, number 15, he stands by you. I'll stand by you. Any man can be by your side on the sunny days. Easy. The real test of character is whether or not he will hold the umbrella for you during rainy days. When a quality man commits his love and his time to someone, there are no stipulations or circumstances required. There will be good times and there will be not so good times. There will be challenges and unexpected situations that arise, of course, but he will stay by your side and be your teammate and cheerleader through it all. Of course, this does not mean you can lie, cheat, or disrespect him. It does not mean that you can betray his trust and expect him to stick around just because he's committed to you. The point is about things the two of you go through together and him having the integrity to not walk away even when it gets hard. When a quality man finally enters your life, he'll show you what a healthy and productive relationship is all about. He'll show you what it means to be loved unconditionally, and he'll make you realize why all of your previous relationships just didn't work out. One of my very dear friends, who's happily married, has been in a million relationships, and he said that you can always date someone on the weekends, the Thursday through Sunday relationship, but if you can find someone to do the Monday through Thursday relationship, that's a keeper. What does that mean exactly? Well, that involves the toothpaste in the sink, the kids crying, the diapers needing to be changed, taking the garbage out. That's a Monday through Thursday relationship. Can you get through those hard times and stick around? And love that person unconditionally while still having a great sex life and keeping things exciting. That is a keeper. If you've been fortunate enough to have a man like this or met a man like this, never let him go. I myself have, and I regret it to this day immensely. Well, I've learned a lot of lessons. Now, finally, as promised, I want to give you a quiz, and this quiz is actually by a psychologist who has devised a list of questions that will determine if your partner is really the one, after noticing that the most common question he's always asked is, am I in the right relationship? The doctor's name is Dr. Gary Lewandowski Jr. He's a professor at Monmouth University in New Jersey and has dedicated his professional life to answering questions on love and relationship. He said, it is probably the biggest question that people have the most and are least equipped to answer themselves. He has devised a list of these questions with the aim of identifying the one, and he said if you don't answer yes to the questions in your current relationship, his studies have shown that it may not last. So here are those 15 questions by Dr. Gary W. Lewandowski Jr. of Monmouth University in New Jersey. Number 1, does your partner make you a better person? And do you feel the same for them? Number 2, are you and your partner both comfortable with sharing feelings, relying on each other, being close, and being able to avoid worrying about the other person leaving? Number 3, do you and your partner accept each other for who you are without trying to change each other? Number 4, When disagreements arise, do you and your partner communicate respectfully and without contempt or negativity? Number 5, do you and your partner share decision-making, power, and influence in the relationship? Do you share that, or is one over the other? Number 6, is your partner your best friend, and are you theirs? Number 7, do you and your partner think more in terms of we and us rather than you and I? Number 8, would you and your partner trust each other with the passwords to social media and bank accounts? Number 9, do you and your partner have good opinions of each other without having an overinflated positive view? Number 10, do your close friends, as well as your partners, think you have a great relationship that will stand the test of time? Number 11, is your relationship free of red flags like cheating, jealousy, and controlling behavior? Number 12, do you and your partner share the same values when it comes to politics, religion, the importance of marriage, children, and how to parent? Number 13, are you and your partner willing to sacrifice your own needs, desires, and goals for each other without being a doormat and being walked on? Number 14, do you and your partner both have agreeable and emotionally stable personalities, or are you volatile? And number 15, this is very important. Are you and your partner sexually compatible? At the end of the day, when there is fighting, and it happens, can you make up sexually? It is the best kind of sex ever. And are you compatible with that? Or do you have the same types of needs? Or what if your partner has certain fetishes that need to be satisfied? Is the other partner willing to do that? A healthy sex life is very important in a relationship. So those are the 15 questions by Dr. Gary W. Lewandowski. And those are the 15 qualities that both a man and a woman possess that make them irresistible. So on this Super Bowl Sunday of dating apps, if you may be on an app, you will have the most matchups of any day this Sunday, the first Sunday in January. And I wish you luck if you're out there. I hear the stories and they are hilarious, they are sad, they're funny, they simply cannot be made up. But whatever it is, never give up on love. Or if you love being single, love your life. Make no excuses. If people say, oh, you'll find that person. No, I know I find a lot of people and a lot of people find me, but I like being single. Do what you love to do. And if you want to start over fresh in 2022, think about those 15 traits that make you irresistible, or if the person you're interested in actually has the 15 traits listed. And remember that all is fair in love and war. And with that, I wish you a wonderful week and a very successful Super Bowl Sunday on the dating apps, where you will get the most matchups of any day of the year. Good luck, and thank you again for joining me on Believe SoCal Sweat. We appreciate you for listening, and please rate and subscribe to the show on iTunes. You can also listen on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Luminary, Tuned In, or at Believe.com. You can always reach out to me for any questions or topics you'd like covered on the show, no matter how naughty, at Ann McDaniels or at Ann McDaniels Actress. And I'll see you next time on Believe SoCal Sweat.